Hi, I'm Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Haley, and today we are wrapping up like a ton of books.
Basically, everything since our last video, the three books that we picked for each other's TBRs.
So since like the end of August, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, straight into it. Haley has me way beat in how many books she's read in that time period. I've kind of hit a lull, so I only have three, so I'm going to go ahead and go first and get them out of the way, and then let
We're
Haley.
gonna try and keep it really short, by the way. Like,
And then I'll let Haley show off. So,
rude.
no, I'm just bragging on you. You read lots. More than me. Okay, so the first book that I read was The Labyrinth Index by Charles Stross in his Laundry Files series. It's book, I don't know, 8 or something in that series. And far into it, so I'm not going to say just a whole lot. I really liked it. It's really developing one of the side characters that hasn't gotten just a ton of screen time so far, and ended up weirdly timely for knowing that the basic plot was set like a couple of years ago, like concurrent with current events and stuff. Really liked it. After that was Exit Strategy and Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells. I think. I'm now doubting myself.
The last two Murderbot books.
The last two Murderbot books, which, again, I feel like I've already kind of said most of what is to be said about Murderbot. It's a really great mix of action and sarcastic misanthropic humor. More action than humor in the last couple of books as everything comes to a climactic finale and so on. That's really my primary complaint about it. I would have liked more just enjoyable, lulls, day-to-day life type stuff rather than the action and so on. But I mean, they're novellas, and so they have to pack a lot into not a lot of text. I am excited that Murderbot is getting it's not the end of Murderbot, and the next thing's going to be a full novel. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's all I've read. So take it away.
I have a lot of books to recap, and I'm just going to look on my phone so that I can kind of remember what they were. I'm not looking at Goodreads, so I might like misidentify what I started. Some of these, it's been a while. The first one was The Eris Effect by Courtney Milan. It's the second book in the Rather Sinister series. I really liked it. I liked it better than the first one, actually. I highly recommend it if you like historical romance. It kind of breaks some tropes of the genre. It's very fun to read. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Next is The Gunners by Rebecca Kaufman. I know I gave that 3 stars. It was a book club pick. I was very wary about reading it, but ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. It's a contemporary. It's kind of dark, but maybe not as dark as you would think it was. Has that whole group of childhood friends, and then they grow up and like meet again. It's interesting. You might like it. The Heart Goes Last by Margaret Atwood. I have weird feelings about, and I feel different about it now than I did when I first read it. It's interesting. It's got a cool premise, but I think it's kind of badly executed. The characters are hard to empathize with, and it doesn't spend enough time on aesthetics, which I think is what the book's about. Everfair by Nisi Shaw is alternate history, steampunky kind of book about colonization in Africa and what a successful revolution might look like. It is a really dense and difficult read. It took me a long time to read, even though it's not very long, and I still think it's worth reading. It's interesting, has a lot to say. The characters are really cool. There's lots of interesting stuff going on. Oh.
For The Heart Goes Last and Everfair.
Sorry, I forgot. The Heart Goes Last, I think I gave 3 stars. Everfair, I'm pretty sure I gave 3 stars. Sorry.
That's going to be difficult to edit, honestly. I should have just
You don't even have to edit. I'm just going to say it right now. That was awkward, and he's not going to have to edit it. It was my fault.
Okay.
The next book I read was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I gave that 5 stars. I loved it. I know you've probably heard about it a million times from every booktuber. But if you like contemporary books, and probably even if you don't, you should read that book. It is so good. I liked it so much. I love like old Hollywoody type stories. That book is excellent and super twisty turny and dramatic, and I did not see the end coming. Thought I would, but I didn't. The next one is Like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. This is a weird book. It is magical realism. There's a movie about it, evidently. It's sort of explicit. There's like weird recipes and magic with food. I had a lot of fun reading it, but I noticed a lot of people gave that book really low ratings. So maybe tread carefully, especially if you don't like anything that's sort of explicit, maybe. I don't know why people were giving it bad ratings. I liked it alright. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars. An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. 5 stars. Great book. I cannot wait for him to read it. He still hasn't read it yet.
Next, I've got a library book I've got to
I don't want to
finish,
give you, like, anything about it other than I really liked it. And it's available at bookstores everywhere. Two Dark Reigns by Kendari Blake. This is by far my least favorite in the Three Dark Crowns Fenburn Island trilogy thing. I really, really have loved them all. I liked this one, but I only gave it like 4 out of 5 instead of 5 out of 5. I don't know. I just didn't like it as much. But I think it's setting up really interesting things for what's going to happen in the future of the books. But obviously, if you're thinking about reading this one, you've read the other ones and you probably know what you're going to think about it. Spook by Mary Roach is a nonfiction book. It's my least favorite Mary Roach book. I think I only gave it 3 stars. I think it is just okay compared to the other of her books that I've read, which are Gulp and... what's the other one?
Grunt, Packing for Mars.
No, Stiff. I should know
Stiff.
that. That was a very influential book to me. But I was really excited about Spook because I kind of like spooky stuff and I like the idea of exploring it with science, but it wasn't as sciencey as I thought it would be, which was kind of sad. Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. I know I gave 5 stars. It was an excellent book, but it was almost too much. Like, seriously, it is very, very poignant for the here and now. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a lot of shaking on our camera.
That was me. I was stretching. Sorry.
But yeah, it's a lot for the here and now. It's got a lot going on. Too real a dystopia, so just fair warning. Something Wicked This Way Comes was my only 1-star read so far this year. It was terrible. It was a book club pick and nobody liked it. I don't think anybody gave it more than 2 stars and almost everyone DNF'd it. The Yiddish Policeman's Union was really good. I liked it a lot. I gave it like 4 stars. It is an alternate history about if instead of settling in Israel after World War II, Jewish people were resettled in Alaska. Sitka, I think, was the town. And I learned a lot about Jewish culture, and also it was a pretty good murder mystery just in general. Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows was really, really good. I gave it 5 stars. I think you should definitely read that book. I heard about it from Squibbles Reads. I'll link her channel down below. Like a long time ago, and finally got around to reading it, and I wish I had read it sooner. It is super touching and very funny and cute. I liked it a lot. Great contemporary. Not like light and fluffy, but close to it. The Lady's Guide to Piracy and Petticoats and Piracy. I always try and switch piracy and petticoats. So...
it does fall off the tongue better.
But it's The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. Was good, and I really liked it, but it took a long time for me to get into it. It was a lot slower to build than the first book in the series was, and honestly, the characters come off a lot less likable. Like, it takes time to like them. That's all I really have to say about it. Also, it's more fantastical. It's like less of a historical, more of a fantasy. So, I think I only give it 4 or 5 stars. The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Kowal was the most recent book club pick. I loved it. Flew through that book. It is excellent. It's like set in the 60s, but not in the 60s. Like an alternate history type thing where like Earth has been hit by some sort of space debris. I can't remember what it was now. But it's all about going to the moon, or rather going to Mars. And it's very strange, and it's about lady astronauts. Like, a whole bunch of them. It's really good. I don't want to give away too much of that one because he wants to read that book.
I am looking forward to it.
I'm trying to be very vague. And the last book I've read was The Cooking Gene by Michael J. Twitty. It is by far the hardest book I've read this year. Took me like 14 days to get through it. It's a nonfiction about African diaspora in America and slavery and cooking and how they all intertwine and the Southern diet, and I really liked it, but it is really long and hard and difficult to read. The prose is really flowery. It's narrative nonfiction, and it's really like takes a lot of like interesting twists and turns. I would recommend it, but maybe be prepared for the fact that it's not going to be an easy read, and I'll leave it at that. I think I gave it 4 stars. It was a really good book. Anyway. Well, that was one really long rambly catch up. Sorry that it was so long, but we had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah. So, thanks for sticking through it with us. And we'll see y'all again next time. So, links to all the books that we mentioned, our Goodreads, social media, etc. are down in the doodly-doo. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more from us, please hit
Hopefully
subscribe.
not all wrap-ups forever. Time. Hopefully we'll do something
We're caught
else
up now,
eventually.
so I mean, hopefully it'll be something else. But yeah, hit subscribe, and we'll see y'all again next time.
Bye.